Hi there, this is Nairi and this is the Taste of Butter eating channel. But today I'm going to talk about why I have been throwing up my food, which is no good for an eating show. I don't even know if this is going to be an eating show. I don't know. But I explained in my last video that I now have food sensitivities due to my multiple sclerosis. So I wanted to share with you today my MS story. I never ever thought I would put this on YouTube, but I am a YouTube watcher and I watched a lot of videos regarding people's issues and problems and conditions that I have had, and it did help me. So this is my contribution because it may help someone out there, perhaps, I don't know, but here goes. My MS story, it actually starts when I was 19. I started having numbness in my feet and spasticity in my legs, and I had some issues with my cognition, I do believe, and other things that I declined to share at this time. But it wasn't anything that, I went to the doctors, but they just said, oh, well, maybe it's in your head. So I didn't really think about it. Oh, maybe you're depressed, yada, yada, yada. So I lived my 20s with this and just thought, oh, you're getting older, so of course your joints don't work the way that they used to, and of course you don't remember things quite like you used to, and I just went along with life. And then in my late 30s, in 2012, I had an extreme stress event. I had a death in my family. And about 3 weeks after that stress event, I started to feel an incredibly intense pain in the left side of my face. Now, because this event came at a very, very low point in my life financially, I didn't have a lot of money to go to doctors and just run off. I didn't have it. And so I had to kind of, use Dr. Google and try to figure out what was going on with me. I thought my wisdom tooth needed to come out. It's the last wisdom tooth I had. The pain was so intense. I can't even, it's blinding. It's blinding. And I had that taken out. I had to have surgery to take it out, and it still didn't help. So, multiple sclerosis, in order for the doctors to diagnose you, it's a rule out. So they have to rule out things to diagnose you, right? You have to say it's not this or it's not that, it's not this. I went through several doctors here in Florida, where I live. I don't know, I went to clinics. I had insurance at some point. I didn't have insurance at other point. My first neurologist, I went to him with all of my Dr. Google sheets and everything, and I told him, I think I have MS. And he said, you absolutely do not have MS. I said, well, what do you think I have? He said, So since he was so cavalier about it and he kind of dressed me down about it, I just said, okay, well, if I don't have that, if he's not worried about it, why should I be worried about it, Maybe it'll all go away. And it didn't. I don't know if this is making much sense. Regardless, it took me about 4 years to get diagnosed. And I got diagnosed through MRI. And I have secondary progressive MS. Now, I do believe there are 3 stages, there could be 4, of MS. One is relapsing remitting, which my doctor thinks that I had at 19 and on. And then there's secondary progressive, which means that basically the symptoms that you have, you keep. You could have them greater or lesser, but they never rarely go away. With relapsing remitting, which is the first stage, you could have them for a long time, and I believe then they go away And then you could flare up again and have it, for 5 years, and then it could go away for a year, or it could go away for 6 months. But secondary progressive, that never really goes away. So you kind of acquire the problems and you stick with it. And the third is primary progressive. I don't know much about that. I know that it can put you in a wheelchair very quickly. It can kill you very quickly. Everything becomes very intense. And, it's an autoimmune disease, I do believe, or of your nervous system. I've done research on it, but it doesn't work as good as it used to with regard to my memory. And I'm kind of just talking off the cuff here because, I can't edit. All right, so with MS, you end up with a cocktail. And so everybody's MS is kind of tailored to them. That pain that was in my face turned out to be something called Trigeminal Neuralgia, which is a horrible, horrible degenerative disease where the myelin sheath, which is like a coating that surrounds your trigeminal nerve, is worn down or gets worn down, and then it ends up, being exposed to whatever's in your head. It's over here in this range, and it kind of has 3 branches to it, I do believe. Trigeminal neuralgia. The trigeminal nerve is the nerve you feel when you have brain freeze, right? So that sort of intense, everything is stopping in your life at this moment while I have this brain freeze. That's a trigeminal nerve. So imagine that firing off. It could be all day. It could be at night, And I have it as a secondary to MS. So I have what's called TN2, Trigeminal Neuralgia 2. Now, Trigeminal Neuralgia 1, they have it, even worse. I can't even imagine. Let's put it this way. It's one of its nicknames is the suicide disease. Because people who have it, a lot of them do end up committing suicide because the quality of your life, it just goes down. Okay? Enough so that you're just like, I can't do this. So I have that, and I also have something called Optic Neuritis, which has to do with your eye. It's painful when you move the eye. That's one of the reasons why I wear these here shades. You see, because it has changed my eyes, and now I have what I call, and don't judge me out there, people. It wasn't always this way, but I have a lazy eye and a crazy eye. That's what I call it. So I wear these shades because I am still a little vain. And, it is what it is. I am coming to grips with the fact that I am disabled. That's it. Now, I also have, there's a myriad of things. You'd be surprised the little things that what your nerves actually can do. Like, example, there's at some point I would touch here, but I'd feel it here. Okay, there was a time when touching my hair actually hurt. Not my scalp, my hair. I have something called a phantom itch. The left side of my face is numb. Not just my face, my head. So that means my nostrils, my gums, my tongue, half of it has numbness to it. And never goes away. So there is no reprieve from it. Am I just complaining in this video? Anyway, I am currently, I work and I have a lot of fatigue. People with MS usually stop working, or they used to, because of fatigue. Fatigue is really a huge thing with MS. And although I have continued to work, the fatigue has been catching up with me. So I've been trying to find things that actually help with that and help with my symptoms. It's difficult. It's difficult. One of the things that's most difficult about MS is that for some people, you can't see it on the outside, right? So if I say I touch here and I feel it there, you can't see that on me. You can't see the intense pain that I may feel when my eye is moving, or it's a feeling like something is behind your eye trying to force it out. You can't see it. So for a lot of people, it doesn't exist. You know, I look young and healthy. What's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong with you. So people treat you that way, and it's kind of hard for them to compute. I don't know what to say. I deal with it. If you have it and you just got diagnosed or you've had it for a while, you know, you're not alone. I'm sorry. If nobody else tells you, I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's affected me in a lot of different ways. It's affected my eating because now I have food sensitivities. So I get kind of allergic to food. I don't know if it's an allergy or if it's just a reaction to certain foods. I don't know when this is going to happen or what's going to set me off, but I will throw up certain foods like avocado. The latest one was shrimp fried rice, but I believe that was the soy that did that to me. I do believe. And when you have something like MS, you can get other things as well. So it's a difficult disease to deal with it because there isn't a cure, and you have to have a support system. And if you don't, it can be, you can quickly slide. So anyway, I hope this explained a little bit as to who I am and where this is going. I hope I didn't complain too much. Did I complain too much? I think maybe I did. Maybe I should redo this over. You know I can't edit. Anyway, my name is Nairi. This is A Taste of Butter. That was my MS story. I still have it. I feel like I should have an end to this, like a button. But no, it just kind of drifts off into, yeah, that's it. I have it. And I am working on getting better, or managing, really managing. And I actually think I found something. So I'll talk about that in another video. Anyway, thank you so much for clicking. Again, this is Taste of Butter, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.